Welcome, everyone. This is Acid Roots. We're going to talk about Rick Ross a little bit more. So, you probably remember a few of his releases, and this one came out half a decade ago, and it was Teflon Dawn. The thing about this release is it tried new things more so than, just hits you probably heard from him, like Hustlin'. Um, Really, this is trap music, and I've actually looked up the subgenre that it's in, and there's people that do this specific genre, and at the time Rick Ross was just finding new things. So this is kind of like a batch of new kick to it, and the reason why I like it is just for the songs that were not intended to really get attention. So there's songs on here that feature CeeLo, Erykah Badu, Jay-Z, Drake, and a bunch of R&B singers, Trey songs. I mean, it's packed to the gills with good hooks, even though they don't work for me. But the idea behind it is that it's usually the songs that denote the least amount of attention that work. So and so I guess what I'm saying is basically the songs where Rick Ross kind of is on his own 2 feet are the ones that really work. And so I like them. It's a new style. People have said, well, Hustlin' still remains one of his best songs, but the guy has done lots with his career. I mean, it's more complex and diverse than a lot of people who've been around who've dropped maybe 2 albums or 3 albums. It just doesn't make sense to say that he's incompetent. So, I like this release, and I'm going to point out the songs that are worth the most attention, mainly because they're such boilers. That's the thing about it, is they stir you up, they get you riled up, they make you want to take your shirt off, and they're made for going out and about. I'd almost would call this summertime music, but it's more concerned to getting wrecked than anything else. That's the main probability, and just the fact that Rick Ross is someone like this, he seemed more of like a lazy type person. It's unexpected, and it's definitely welcomed. So, can you smoke to this? I'd say yes, you can. It's not that big of a release, but there are a few songs on here. I'm Not a Star, Super High are some good ones. Blowing Money Fast, that's another one. And possibly Maybach Music 3. Those are some good ones to smoke to. The production, it's different. It's not necessarily filled with top-notch beats. Like, you're not going to hear Justice League and all these super big producers that are, I mean, they're on here, but they don't have like these electrifying beats like normal. Super High sounds really mellow, sounds like you're in the clouds. MC Hammer sounds like one of the more frightening songs on the release. Aston Martin music sounds like you're in your car and you've got drama going on. Freemason kind of sounds like a song for the morning. I'm Not a Star sounds like one of those shirt off songs that I was telling you about before. These are some of the ones to look for. But yeah, the unheard songs. So really, out of 11 songs, I only liked 4. So if I'm talking about this better, the point being is you need to hear these songs by Rick Ross because they're pretty good. This is something. It's unintentional, but some of these songs that don't have commercial value to them do better than the ones that do. Because you're gonna find Kanye, you're gonna find T.I., you're gonna find Jay-Z, Diddy, Trey songs, but these are not the best songs. It's the ones that are kind of less emphasis is put on that are the ones that are the true winners. So I'm Not a Star is one of the best songs. Very first song you hear, you need to go for it. Super High is a good smoking song. MC Hammer, that one's electrifying, and Blowing Money Fast. These are the ones that are the key songs. And then there's an almost song too. I don't really talk about Drake that much, but I do halfway like this Aston Martin music. The reason why it's an almost song is just because it's a little bit too in kind of mellow mode, and you know, it feels like you're more concerned with your woman than you are with having a good time, which is not the most, it's not the biggest thing for Rick Ross. So, but it's a win halfway. So the score, I'm gonna give this album a 4 out of 10. I probably should give it a 3 out of 10 just because I only like 4 out of 11. If I liked 5.5, that would be a 5. But yeah, 4, and I liked 4.5, so that's about a 4. And the future, Rick Ross just dropped Black Dollar, which I reviewed, so take a look at that. The social score, I will give this album a 5.5 just because it has had charting songs on this release. There's a lot of people you're going to recognize, and Rick Ross is pretty good with getting you riled up. So that's all good things for him. And, can it be top? Yes, it can. Black Dollar's better. Hood Billionaire's better. So, I give this album a 4 out of 10 and a 5.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.